In order to save her life, we had to make a decision.
We have no choice.
We don't have a choice.
Getting into not so great things.
Downward spiral.
Smoking or like getting into bad things.
Bad choice after bad choice. She had created a double life.
I was actually kind of shunned by her.
I was mad at them. I did not want to talk to them.
I'm an adopted child, abandoned by my birth mother, and then you abandoned me.
It's very tough to think about the ways that I hurt my family and hurt myself.
To know Jesus as your Savior, but also as your friend.
This family story is really God's hand through the tough times.
In middle school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was kind of looked down upon and bullied a lot. Once I got to high school, I started making more friends. A lot of people started to like me more. I was in a public high school, and a lot of the things that my friends at the time were doing was like smoking or like getting into bad things. And I felt like it would make me cool if I was doing it with them. And I felt like I got that validation that I never had in middle school.
We were kind of the two that were like pretty close. She started getting into some not so great things, and then she would kind of teach me some of those not great things. At the time I was like, oh my goodness, this is my big sister. We're like best friends and everything she does is fine, so I'll just do it too.
I kind of just saw what someone called downward spiral. It was really disheartening because I remember what my sister was, and I wanted her to go back to what she was, but there was nothing I could do to change it. And when I did try, I was actually kind of shunned by her.
Bad choice after bad choice. Her grades were suffering. Her relationship with us suffered.
She was really basically living a double life.
Yeah, she had created a double life, doing things on her own, hiding, concealing all of her behavior. That was going on for about 3 years.
It got to worse things, and it got more extreme. She wouldn't tell me about everything then. Our relationship kind of became distant. We didn't talk as much.
It's very tough to think about the ways that I hurt my family and hurt myself and hurt people around me. Me and my mom would fight every day. Me and my brothers, I would steal money from them. Like, we had not a good relationship. We were fighting constantly.
She turned 16, and a month later, she did something that made us realize she was going to end up in one of 5 horrific scenarios, all of which they were really horrible. In order to save her life, we had to make a decision to send her to a therapeutic Christian boarding school.
We have no choice.
We don't have a choice, because nothing that we're doing is getting through. We love you more than we care about how you feel about us doing this.
And
your
she was
life
furious.
matters to us more.
I was asking them, why are you doing this? I don't understand why you would put me here. What did I even do? And at the time, I did not understand. I was mad at them. I did not want to talk to them. We weren't allowed to call for the first month that we were there, but we could write letters. And I didn't write them for a while because I was really mad. But they wrote me every day, consistently every day. They wrote me a letter. I was the only girl there that got a letter every day. And it kind of put it into perspective for me. Because some of the girls there had parents that didn't actually care about them. And I thought the whole time my parents never cared about me. And then I was kind of seeing the difference, and I was like, wow.
One of the hardest things we've ever done as parents, and so necessary.
I didn't have any contact with the outside world while I was there. I didn't have a phone. We didn't really leave. We just stayed in this house, except when we went to church and things like that. I was able to focus on me and my relationship with God and building that. It was just my relationship with God and my family for 8 months. My eyes had been open to everything He did with my dad.
It was the best thing we've ever done for her. Mm-hmm. And within not even 2 months, she had given her life back to the Lord, and she'd gotten baptized.
I got baptized in August.
Once she came back, she was definitely changed, and it was great.
She was home for about 3 hours before she thanked me for taking her to the boarding school. I took her to dinner that night at one of her favorite restaurants when she came home for good. And she said 3 times during the dinner, "I'm so glad you guys sent me down there. I was really mad. I spent about 30 days just, furious, and I'm so mad at you. I couldn't believe you had done this. I'm an adopted child, and I already felt like I was abandoned by my birth mother, and then you abandoned me, and this was just awful. But now I know why you did it." And now I see. And I'm so much happier. And now I've got a purpose for my life and I've got a plan.
She graduated high school a year and a half early because she set her mind to it, and she did it while she was down there. And now she's going off to the Christian version of a gap year. Now she's in this wonderful, beautiful place. We give God all the glory because it's his story that he wrote. And I'm confident that Anna will use that to help other girls in her situation in the future.
I am so grateful to my family. They forgave me immediately. I didn't even have to ask them. Yeah, I'm just very grateful for that. We like to travel a lot.
We love to travel. And we've been fortunate. We've been able to travel with our kids since they were very young. Our kids are 17, 16, 14. They all have their third passport.
We enjoy spending time together.
I think we're fun. I think we have a lot of fun.
We get along really well. We're all pretty close.
Anna's our 17-year-old daughter.
Her real name is Mariana, and my brother named her Mariana Monkey because she would just climb all over everything and just be into everything. She's just a fun little kid.
She's an amazing sister, someone to look up to.
She's a great person. I love her. And she's very loyal.
I love to hang out with my friends, and I like to sing. I've loved to bake with my mom. It's so much fun. And my grandma. They've taught me a lot of really good recipes.
When she sets her mind to something, follows through 100%.
I graduated high school early, so I'm gonna go to a link year. It's like a gap year program. It's Christian, so I get to go to mission trips and things like that. I'm going there in September, and I'm really excited.
Brent's our 16-year-old son, just starting to drive, straight A student, incredibly serious about his faith.
He's like an immovable object on his faith. He's just very logical and hilariously funny.
He's more quiet and he's very smart. He's good at math. He's very, very athletic, very driven.
He's really smart, very smart.
I play tennis. I will be doing speech and debate this year. I might become a pastor. I might become an apologist. I deeply love apologetics. So no matter what I do, I really want to be plugged into my church.
Blake is our 14-year-old son, and he's an incredible athlete.
He is all boy, interested in a lot of different things, and it's fun.
He's super funny. I feel like me and him are a lot closer just because we're more similar in our personalities.
He has always been very active.
I like to work out. I'm starting boxing in a couple weeks. I read the Bible, I prayed a lot, and I just built my relationship stronger with God. I have a very strong faith in God. I trust him with everything.
I would say also, though, that we're big picture parents. So we try to parent with the end in mind.
My mom's like my best friend now. Like I tell everyone, and me and my brothers, we get along so well. It's all so different.
I have a great relationship with her now. It is fantastic. There is no more tension between us at all.
Things of the world don't satisfy you forever. You're gonna keep searching, you're gonna keep seeking for something that's never gonna give you enough. God will always give you enough, and God will always provide it fully for you.
In the end, everything of this world is temporary. So don't chase anything of this world. Chase everything that is eternal, which is in Jesus.
You have a huge impact on what your younger siblings do. They see what you're doing, and they're gonna do it too.
I think we did have the idea that we were not trying to bring up good kids. We were trying to raise good adults.
Bingo.
Who would love the Lord and live for him and serve him.
Take action. Don't assume this is a phase. Don't assume they're going to grow out of it. Don't assume they're magically going to wake up one day and start making better choices.
Whether it's relating to a child who's gone wayward and made some awful choices, or it's the grief of outliving a child, whatever it is, I would say a couple of things. One is to know Jesus as your Savior, but also as your friend. Lean into him because there's nothing that he can't handle, and there's nothing that he can't carry you through. His arms are big enough. His hands are big enough. He is strong enough. Everything he can take you through. Your spouse is not your enemy when you're walking through grief.
No.
Or when you're walking through the difficulties of parenting. Don't let the difficulties make you two unhappy with each other, because you're the only other one who knows what's actually happening.
Right.
If you disagree on strategy, talk it through, figure that out. But this is not the enemy. I'm not his enemy. He's not ever been my enemy. And there's no one I'd rather walk through all this fire with than this one.
Yeah, exactly.
we're on the other side. We've come through. Is God going to give us more? He calls our family to hard things. He might call us to more that's hard.
This family story is really God's hand through the tough times.
I grew up going to that lake, and so then as soon as we fell in love, he started going. And he survived meeting my giant family at the lake on Memorial Day weekend one year. That's kind of the baptism by fire weekend. I drew a chart for him. Like, here's who's related to who.
Color-coded.
Color-coded. Like, this one's going to say some things that are really snarky, but he's just joking. Like, just don't take offense. And he survived it. And we survived it as a couple.
It was overwhelming.
He did well.
God is love, and love comes from God. In 1 John, the Bible tells us that God is not only all-loving, but that He actually is love itself. The heart of the Parent Compass television show is to bring the transforming love of God to families everywhere. In every Parent Compass episode, true stories reveal family struggles and how their lives were radically changed by the love of God. Parent Compass, an award-winning television series, is completely funded by people like you. If you have been touched by God and you want to share God's love to others, would you please pass it on? Jesus tells us to go into all the world and to tell about Him. With your donation, you allow us to take this television show into many different nations and in many different languages, free of charge. And a portion of your donation goes to Parent Compass Outreach to feed starving children. Your gift does so much. To make your tax-deductible gift, go to parentcompass.tv/donate. That's parentcompass.tv/donate. And thank you for sending love and hope around the world.